Winter storms are dramatic, but their most dangerous threats are often invisible. We see heavy snow falling, streets blanketed in white, and feel the biting wind that keeps us indoors. We prepare for the obvious: food, salt, shovels, but rarely for the hidden dangers. In moments of desperation, simple decisions can turn deadly. A power outage can push people to use tools in unsafe ways, seeking warmth or a charged phone. The story of the blizzard of 2026 is a heartbreaking reminder. Tragedy can come from a common, everyday action. This isn't about blame, but about learning to recognize and prevent silent threats. By understanding these risks, we can protect ourselves and our communities from the unseen killers of winter. Joseph Boutros was a 21-year-old student at Salve Regina University in Newport, Rhode Island. He was known for his bright smile, his kindness, and his dedication to his studies. Friends described him as someone who always had time to help others, and his professors remembered him as a promising young man with a bright future ahead. Joseph was far from home, pursuing his dreams and building a life for himself in a close-knit campus community. Like many in the region, Joseph faced the blizzard's relentless challenges: power loss, isolation, and a dying phone battery. The storm was one of the worst in years, blanketing the city in thick snow and plunging neighborhoods into darkness. Roads were impassable, and the biting cold seeped into every home. For students like Joseph, cut off from family and friends, the sense of isolation was overwhelming. Wanting desperately to reconnect with loved ones and let them know he was safe, Joseph made a choice that seemed reasonable, using his car to charge his phone. With the power out and no other options, he hoped to restore a small sense of normalcy and connection in the midst of chaos. He started his car, seeking warmth and a lifeline to the outside world. He wasn't reckless or careless. He was simply trying to cope with the storm in the best way he knew how. Like so many others, Joseph was doing what he thought was necessary to get through a difficult night. He bundled up, sat in the car, and waited for his phone to charge, unaware of the danger that was silently building around him. His story is deeply relatable. Anyone could find themselves in his position, facing unexpected challenges and making quick decisions under pressure. The blizzard tested everyone's resilience, and Joseph's actions reflected the choices many of us might make in a similar situation. The tragedy that unfolded wasn't a dramatic accident on icy roads or a fall through the ice, but a silent, invisible event inside a parked car. As the snow piled up around the vehicle, exhaust fumes had nowhere to go. Carbon monoxide, a deadly gas with no color or smell, began to fill the car's interior. Joseph's death sent shockwaves through his university and the city of Newport. Students, faculty, and community members gathered to mourn, lighting candles and sharing memories of a life lost far too soon. Many were left wondering how such a preventable loss could happen and what could be done to keep it from happening again. His life was cut short not by the storm itself, but by a hidden danger lurking within it, a danger that few people think about until it's too late. The silent threat of carbon monoxide poisoning claimed Joseph's life while he was simply trying to stay safe and connected. This is a story that could happen to anyone, anywhere, during a harsh winter storm. It's a reminder of how quickly life can change, and how important it is to be aware of the hidden risks that come with seeking comfort in desperate times. The blizzard of 2026 paralyzed Rhode Island, dumping heavy snow and fierce winds across Newport. Roads vanished under drifts, power lines snapped, and thousands lost electricity. The city, used to winter, was overwhelmed. Residents were trapped, isolated, and cold. For Joseph, the blizzard turned a familiar world into a silent, disconnected one. With homes growing colder and digital lifelines fading, people were forced to wait out the storm with dwindling resources. The storm's chaos set the stage for tragedy, not just as a backdrop, but as an active force. It created the conditions that led Joseph to his car, seeking warmth and connection. The snow outside would become a deadly element in the chain of events that followed. When the power went out on a frigid winter night, Joseph found himself stranded in his own home. The temperature inside was dropping fast, and his phone battery was nearly dead. With no way to call for help or check on loved ones, Joseph made a decision that seemed harmless. He would use his car as a makeshift charging station and a place to stay warm until the electricity returned. He bundled up, grabbed his phone and charger, and stepped out into the biting cold. Sitting in the driver's seat, he started the engine, feeling a wave of relief as the heater kicked in and his phone began to charge. For a moment, the car felt like a safe haven, a small bubble of warmth and light in the middle of a relentless storm. Outside, the blizzard raged on, wind howling and snow swirling in thick, blinding sheets. Within minutes, snow began to pile up around his parked car, quickly covering the tires and creeping up the doors. The world outside disappeared behind a curtain of white, isolating Joseph even further. Unbeknownst to Joseph, the snow was also silently building up around the car's exhaust pipe. As the drifts grew higher, they eventually blocked the tailpipe completely, sealing off the only exit for the car's exhaust gases. With nowhere to go, carbon monoxide, an odorless, invisible, and deadly gas, began to seep back into the car's cabin. The windows fogged up, but there was no sign of the danger that was slowly filling the air. The first symptoms, headache, dizziness, and drowsiness, are subtle and easy to overlook, especially when you're already exhausted and stressed by a winter emergency. Joseph may have felt a little lightheaded or tired, but he likely dismissed it as fatigue from the long, cold night. As the carbon monoxide levels rose, Joseph probably drifted off to sleep, completely unaware of the silent threat closing in. The warmth that had seemed so comforting was now masking the symptoms of poisoning. Hours later, when neighbors noticed his car still running and buried in snow, they called for help. Emergency workers arrived to find Joseph unconscious, the engine now silent, the vehicle nearly invisible beneath the snowdrifts. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital, fighting against time and the elements. Despite their efforts, the carbon monoxide had already done irreversible damage. Joseph never regained consciousness. Joseph Boutros died from carbon monoxide poisoning, a tragedy that began with a simple, everyday act, trying to stay warm and connected during a winter storm. His loss left a deep mark on his family and community. His story is a stark warning about the hidden risks that come with winter storms. Carbon monoxide is a silent killer, and its dangers are often overlooked in moments of desperation. Even a routine act, like sitting in your car to charge your phone, can have fatal consequences if you're not aware of the dangers. Always check that your exhaust pipe is clear of snow, and never run your car in an enclosed or snow-blocked space. Joseph's story reminds us that a little caution can save lives, even in the most ordinary moments. Carbon monoxide, or CO, is a deadly gas produced whenever fuel burns, like in a car engine. Normally, a car's exhaust system vents CO safely outside. But if the exhaust is blocked, the gas can seep back into the vehicle. CO is odorless, colorless, and tasteless. There's no warning. It binds to your blood's hemoglobin 200 times more readily than oxygen, starving your organs. Early symptoms, headache, dizziness, nausea, are easy to dismiss. In a sealed car, lethal levels can build up in minutes. Victims may feel tired or confused, then lose consciousness without realizing the danger. That's why CO is called the silent killer. Awareness and prevention are the only real defenses. Understanding this invisible threat is crucial for survival. A car is designed to protect you from the elements, to be a safe haven when the weather turns harsh. But in the midst of a snowstorm, that same car can quickly become a deadly trap, one that's easy to overlook until it's too late. When snow falls relentlessly, it doesn't just cover the roads and landscape. It can surround your vehicle, isolating you from the outside world and creating hidden dangers. The exhaust pipe is the only safe exit for toxic gases, like carbon monoxide, a colorless, odorless gas that can be lethal in minutes. Normally, these gases are safely vented away from the car, but winter changes everything. During a blizzard, drifting snow can quickly block the pipe, sometimes in just a few minutes. Even a small amount of snow can create a dangerous blockage, especially if the wind is strong and snow is wet and heavy. When the exhaust pipe is blocked, those toxic gases have nowhere to go. Instead of escaping, they're forced back into the car's cabin, silently filling the space where you're seeking shelter. The sealed interior of a car, with windows rolled up to keep out the cold, traps the gas inside. Carbon monoxide levels can rise to dangerous levels in just a short time, especially if the engine is running to provide heat. The scariest part: you may not notice anything is wrong until it's too late. Carbon monoxide poisoning is insidious. It can make you feel sleepy, confused, or give you a headache, but you might not realize you're in danger until you lose consciousness. This is exactly what happened to Joseph. His car became a gas chamber as snow sealed it in. He thought he was safe, waiting out the storm, but the snow outside was quietly turning his car into a trap. The car didn't malfunction. The weather created the fatal flaw. It's a risk that can affect anyone caught in a winter storm, no matter how new or well-maintained their vehicle is. An idling car in deep snow is a potential death trap, especially if you're running the engine to stay warm. The danger is invisible, silent, and all too easy to underestimate. Always check the exhaust pipe before starting your car in snowy conditions. Your life and the lives of your loved ones depend on it. Just a few moments of caution can mean the difference between safety and tragedy. After Joseph's death, officials issued urgent warnings. Always keep your car's exhaust pipe clear during snowstorms. Before starting your car, clear all snow from around the tailpipe. Don't just make a small hole. Recheck the exhaust regularly, especially during heavy snowfall. Set reminders to check every 15-20 minutes if you're idling for warmth or charging devices. Crack a window slightly to allow fresh air in, even if it makes the car colder. These simple steps can save your life. Knowledge and vigilance are your best protection against this silent danger. Surviving a winter storm in your car requires preparation and caution. Stay off the roads if possible. Heed weather warnings. Keep your car in good condition and pack a winter survival kit. Blankets, food, water, flashlight, first aid kit, shovel, and more. If stranded, stay with your vehicle. It's your best shelter and makes you easier to find. Signal for help with a bright cloth or your dome light at night. Run the engine only 10 minutes per hour to conserve fuel and reduce CO risk. Always clear the exhaust pipe before starting the car and crack a window for ventilation. These steps can turn a dangerous situation into a survivable one. Preparation and awareness are your strongest defenses. Joseph Boutros's death deeply affected his university and the Newport community. Vigils were held, and his story became a powerful lesson in winter safety. The tragedy turned an abstract danger into a real, urgent warning. Community leaders and safety officials amplified the message. Check on each other, especially during storms. A simple knock on a car window could save a life. Joseph's story reminds us to be vigilant, prepared, and compassionate. By learning from this loss, we can prevent future tragedies. Protecting each other from hidden dangers is a responsibility we all share.